right, guys, welcome back. This is Moses, the fitness master, your number one fitness general, and your fitness marshal. So today we're still continuing on this edition of this journey of fitness for special population. And today we're going to be talking about adaptive fitness for people with disabilities. We're going to be talking about fitness for people with disabilities. So, people with disabilities, are they expected to participate in fitness? And if they are to participate in fitness, what are they expected to what are they expected to do in fitness at all? Okay, so let's get into it. So let's get into it. Now, when we talk about adaptive fitness, we're talking about fitness that is, modified physical activity programs that is actually designed to meet the unique needs of individual with either physical, sensory, intellectual, or developmental disabilities. So it's not just only physical disabilities, maybe hearing. Hearing is sensory, visual is senses, nose is sensories, mouth is sensory rather. Then intellectual, that means level of comprehension. Then developmental is level of growth. Understand? So these are the various uh, disability that we actually were referring to. Now, the goal of fitness for these people is to promote their health, function, independence, and the quality of life through safe and effective exercise. Remember the goal: performance improvement, rehabilitation and injury prevention, as well as overall improvement of quality of life through safe and effective exercise. Now, before we go into the various adaptive fitness that these people was actually best for this category of people, let's look at some of the importance of adaptive fitness. Number one is the physical benefits. Now, adaptive fitness, under the physical benefits, is that remember that fitness in general, under physical benefits, that improves their cardiovascular health, which is their heart and their blood vessels, the health of their vessels. It improves their muscle strength. It also improves their flexibility. It further improves or enhances their mobility, their balance, as well as their coordination. So mobility, that means their ability to move from one place to the other. Then it supports weight management and reduces the risk of chronic diseases. You see, everything about field is what these people will actually benefit. These people who are special population or people with disability. The same thing that, fitness gives to other category of people is what you also give to these people. Then it also prevents, muscle atrophy and joint stiffness. Remember that these people, they are people with a special disability. So muscle atrophy, that is muscle degeneration, with the chances of muscle degeneration is actually high in these people. So it's the reason why is one of the biggest factor that you must actually put into consideration people is to prevent muscle atrophy as well as joint stiffness based on the fact that they are having disability. You understand? So muscle atrophy and joint stiffness. So let's look at the psychological and emotional benefits. Now that we've seen the physical benefits, let's now proceed to the psychological and emotional benefits of fitness to these people. Number one is that it boosts their self-esteem and their confidence. You understand? Remember that, we've talked about this when we're talking about fitness and mental health. Under this subheading is that, fitness also boosts the self-esteem and the confidence of people in this category. You understand? Then it also reduces anxiety, reduces depression, and reduces social isolation. Because when they start their fitness program, remember they're going to have friends, they're going to meet new friends, they're going to associate with, people of various category, and maybe people who do not even have disability. So, and these people want to make them to feel along or feel accepted. You understand? Then it also enhances emotional regulation and mental well-being. Remember how we talk about dopamine and the rest of them the other time. Then it provides a sense of accomplishment and autonomy. What we're talking about autonomy is independence. It provides a sense of accomplishment and independence to them, or autonomy rather. There is also another word for independence. You understand? That means they don't need to rely on another person to do some things, since they can be able to actually want to do these particular things. So let's proceed now to the principles of adaptive fitness. Now, the principle of adaptive fitness is a little coiled from the general principles of training, and I will just list some of them. Number one is individualization. Now, why is individualization important as a principle of adaptive fitness? Now, while you are training one person who has one type of disability, the how you it his training should be different from another person who has a totally different kind of disability, because these people, they are not suffering from the same kind of disability, so they are not expected to you know undergo the same training program, or the same training model, the same training design. You understand? Individualization should be what should be considered to suit the person's ability, his condition, as well as his goals. You understand? So that's number one that you must actually what put into consideration. Then number two is inclusion. Now, it is your duty, why that you encourage participation in mainstream or integrated fitness settings where possible. In time past, I've actually had people who, they have some kind of disabilities in my fitness centers and the rest of them. But I make everybody feel along. This is your program, this is your program, this is your program. So, I try to convince everybody, listening, your goal is different, your goal is different, your goal is different. I will only kind of give you people a common task if maybe your goal is a little bit related or look a little bit similar. So that's when I might give both of you program together on certain occasion. You understand? Then accessibility. You must ensure that facilities and equipment are physically accessible, and they are user friendly. You understand? If you're a person with disability and you intend to start fitness, accessibility of facilities and equipment physically is a very big factor to put into consideration. And they should be user friendly, not the one that you need a lot of learning before you can actually get to use them. Then safety, monitoring closely for fatigue, discomfort, as well as risk of injury. Now, like I always say that fatigue, discomfort, or injury risk, by paraventure, maybe discomfort and injury risk sets in, or discomfort and injury sets in training. The goal of training is already defeated, or it would have been defeated, because when there is injury, training can't proceed anymore, or training can't continue anymore. You have to wait for that injury to heal, before what? Before training can continue again. If there is discomfort, if the discomfort is not removed, the goal you are trying to achieve will become a useless goal. You understand? So monitoring, you being monitored for somebody who has a special disability, your fatigue should be, you should be closely monitored for all of these three, for fatigue, discomfort, risk. You understand? That means close attention should be paid to you. And if you happen to be, let's look at some of types of adaptive exercises for these people. You understand? Number one, we look at that. We look at the types of exercises and we look at their examples. There we have arm cycling, we have wheelchair sports, we have swimming. Now, these uh, three exercises that I just listed, it improves the health of their lungs and their heart, since it's an aerobic or it's an endurance exercise, which is their cardio also. So it will improve their hearts and their lungs. Then second is strength training. You see, strength training has to do with them using resistant bands, atrophy, not to actually what set in, or to reduce the rate at which it will happen. Resistant muscular strength is what is very important. Muscles need to be built and their strength need to what need to take place. Then flexibility training. You see, flexibility training is very important. This is to prevent chain, and yoga will actually what enhance joint mobility and reduce stiffness in the various joints of the body. Then the fourth type of exercise is balance and coordination exercises. You see, seated balance drills is a good example. Standing support activities. Now, the aim of all of these balance and coordination exercises is to prevent falls. You understand? One of the major injury that is associated with people with disability is fall. And now the reason why fall is a very bad scenario for people with disability or even people who are healthy is, we are trying to avoid hip break. Hip break, majority of them never heals, especially if these persons are now getting older or they are old already when these things actually what happen. So we want to try as much as possible to prevent falls of all kind. You understand? From minor to major fall, we want to try as much as possible to what to prevent them. So that's the reason why balance and coordination exercises is very important in the training of these people. You understand? Then the last kind of exercise is functional movement. Example is tasks that mimics basic tasks that mimics daily life, such as transfers, reaching, lifting. This will actually what helps them improve their independence. You understand? So when we say functional movement, I think during the 100 days fitness blueprint, what we talked about, that their movement or the activities that mimics our everyday lifestyle. That's what functional movement is. You understand? So let's look at the population. Now, remember that the topic is special fitness for special population under the subtopic adaptive fitness for people with disability. Now let's look at some of the population who can benefit from adaptive fitness. Now remember that the word now is adaptive fitness, not just fitness for people with disabilities. Adaptive fitness, that means it should be adapted to each of their unique disabilities. Number one is people with spinal cord injuries. Now, people with spinal cord injuries, they need what? They need a lot of monitoring while they are being what? Introduced to fitness, while they are introduced to what? Wellness program. Understand? So that's number one population. Then number two is individuals with amputation or limb differences. I would say amputation or limb difference, we're talking about maybe situations whereby maybe one arm seems to be longer than the other, or one leg suffer a severe damage, and is now very less efficient than the other. In most cases, many of them may not actually be functional. You understand? So that's another one. Then persons with cerebral palsy, you understand? Cerebral palsy is, a paralysis that is associated with the brain. So a part of the brain seems not to what do the task it's supposed to do. Then multiple sclerosis also is, a condition whereby the body system multiple sclerosis is a chronic autoimmune disorder that affects the central nervous system, particularly the brain and the spinal cord, and the immune system of the body mistakenly attacks the myelin sheet, you understand, which is a protective covering of the nerve fibers, and this actually leads to what? Leads to disrupted communication between the brain and the rest of the body. So it's like the body fighting against itself instead of it to integrate, is disintegrating on its own when it's not actually supposed to. You understand? So that's one of the uh, people of one of the category of uh, one of the category of special disorder that you can actually that you actually look out for if you happen to be a fitness coach and managing their health or managing their fitness program. Then the still under this category is muscular dystrophy, which has to do with a group of genetic disorder that is characterized by progressive muscle weakness and degeneration. These disorders actually affect the skeletal muscles used for movement. In some, it may affect the heart and other organs. That means when we say muscular dystrophy, is that the muscles, they just get weak they are getting weak unnecessarily. They are degenerating unnecessarily. You understand? So they are functioning in a way that they are not supposed to function. You understand? So that's another way you can actually look at this concept. Then still under the population is individuals with visual or auditory or cognitive impairment. You understand? Then the last is people with autism, Down syndrome, or developmental disabilities. So let's look at some of the adaptive equipment and modifications that can be used for the training of these people. Number one is wheelchair accessible machines. So wheelchair accessible machines is the best that can these people can actually use for their fitness and for their fitness program. You understand? Then number two is resistant bands and hand grips. Under the hand grips, a hand grip dynamometer will do a lot of good jobs there. Then adaptive dumbbells, harnesses and braces, as well as support frames, will actually what helps a lot under this category. Then tactile or guided assistance for movement correction for in cases whereby it's associated with walking or mobility. It's actually needed for this fitness program or for the fitness of people with disabilities. Then here are some general guidelines for practitioners and caregivers. Number one is conduct a pre-participation assessment. You see, if you happen to be somebody who is serious in fitness, especially a, an exercise program, not just a rampant fitness, a pre-participation assessment is very, very important to conduct. Or if you happen to be coach, it should be conducted on your anticipating client. Then, if you also happen to be the one who do this, and you proud to now you didn't have this knowledge, tell this person to conduct a pre-participation assessment on you, so that you know the limitation, your limitation and your strength, and how to. It will also even help you to, if you had set your goal wrongly, it will help you modify your goal to the best goals that you actually want, that your body actually needs. Then set realistic and functional goals. Ensure supervision and proper technique. You see, supervision and proper technique also play another crucial role when it comes to what fitness. Irrespective of the type of fitness, with special population, people with disability, fitness for teens, teenagers, and the rest of them. Then encourage positive reinforcement and progress tracking. Collaborate with healthcare professionals, peers, and families. Now, being that these people, you cannot do the work alone. You need the families to do part of the work. You need a therapist to do some part of the work. Then you need healthcare professionals to do the work, a part of this job. If you are a practitioner or you are a care giver, you understand. Then number seven is social and community integration. You see, you want to ensure that these people they are welcomed into the community, they are welcomed into the society. Everyone should accept them. So adaptive fitness we actually help promote inclusion and community participation. You understand? Encourages peer support, social interaction, as well as what a teamwork. Then it also builds a sense of belonging and purpose. See, majority of people with disabilities, they feel as if they are not being accepted. But if you encourage them, they can feel a sense of belonging, a sense of purpose, by promoting social interaction, peer support, as well as what teamwork. Now, as a way to wrap this up, adaptive fitness is a way that individuals with disabilities can actually what are being empowered, are being strengthened to achieve better health, to achieve independence, and even achieve qualitative life, through inclusive programs, creative modifications, and compassionate support. You understand? And with this, fitness can be accessible and enjoyable for everybody, regardless of their activity, regardless of their ability. You understand? So what that's where we draw the curtain for this particular topic. And we talk about adaptive fitness for people with disabilities. So if you have any question, do well to drop it in the comment section, and I will I will attend to it when I get it. You understand? This is Moses, the fitness master. Do well to like this video, subscribe this channel, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.